All right, so I'm here with Moon Duo. It's Nick from Cake Shop, and these guys are from San Francisco. Just played our showcase. Man, you guys sounded great. Like, it's always interesting to see bands that sound great on their recordings, but then to see live. And the first question I want to ask you about is this guitar. I was actually King Coffee from Butthole Surfers was in the crowd, and I was like standing next to him, like, what kind of guitar is this guy playing? And he's like, I don't know. Like, neither of us knew like what this guitar was, man.
That's funny.
So tell me a little bit about it.
It's actually it's an airline. It's a copy of an airline.
Okay.
Made by Sxsw Guitars, a Canadian company. And what they do is they license old 60s guitars and remake them with modern components, so they play well and they don't sound like shit.
Yeah, like a tremolo, does that look like a but the
it's got a Bigsby,
oh wow.
and the pickups look like humbuckers, but they're actually single coil. I don't know if that's interesting to anyone out there.
No, but yeah, it sounded it sounded good, and
they're also pretty cheap.
Oh,
it's
wow.
like you can get one for $750, so it's like a good working man's you can beat it up, don't worry about it. Don't have to pay vintage prices.
Right. Do they sort of retro engineer it? You think like it sounds like a vintage guitar? Or
I've never
recreated,
I've only played an airline once a long time ago, and the original airlines were made. They called it reso glass. They were like fiberglass, and I think they're kind of notorious for having. Like some of them play great, and some of them play really shitty. They have bad sustain because it's fiberglass.
Right.
But Jack White made them famous. So I'm sure you've seen Jack White plays that red and white guitar.
So that's what it is.
It's the same model.
Oh, all right.
It's just not red and white.
Like New York now, it's a great time to be rock. I mean, like there's been ups and downs. Like for a while we had like electro clash, like this crappy, like horrible music. But now it's like rock has come back to New York. But it seems like San Francisco's always been kind of a rock town. And
I mean, I think there's a long history of like a rock community in San Francisco. It's definitely part of the identity of the city. And I think, there are a lot of great bands there right now, so we're lucky.
Are you guys doing, like, I know this is actually kind of technically a side project, but you guys like do bands do side projects with other bands and just kind of collaborate that way, or?
They do. Well, some people are really prolific. There's like the Fresh and Onlys and Tim Cohen. He's in like 3 different bands at once.
Right.
And the OCs and the guy from the OCs has been in like 8 different bands. I think in San Francisco also it's just so expensive there right now.
Okay.
We don't have a Brooklyn. We have an Oakland.
Right.
So Oakland, there's some good stuff going on still. But San Francisco, like the warehouse scene went away, and with the .com stuff, they turned all the warehouses into live-work spaces.
Which are really just expensive condos.
Really?
Yeah. So there's less of that. So there's less cohesiveness, I think, in that sense.
Well, it'd be great if every city had some kind of an environment like that, but I guess it's not always the case, really.
Well, actually, if you think about it, Oakland actually isn't any. Oakland
it's a bridge over the bridge.
Yeah, it's just as close as Brooklyn. But in New York, you have subways that run until I don't know how late, 3, 4 in the morning. And in San Francisco, the BART stops at 12.
Right.
So people don't go to Oakland. If you live in San Francisco, it's really hard to go to a show in Oakland because you have to take a cab back or you have to drive.
You get trapped there.
And so it's if they would run the BART all night, Oakland would be even more of a mecca, I think, for artists.
Oh, yeah.